This is the intersection of Spadina and Harbord. It's a pretty typical intersection along Spadina for one that does not have any track switches. So it means that streetcars can cross through at 25 kilometers an hour, and they can cross simultaneously with streetcars in the opposite direction. But as you can see, streetcars do get stopped at red lights, so I figured we'd talk a bit about how we can fix that. So right now, the way it's set up is that streetcars can extend the light and walk. So that means that they have to get registered before the start of the flashing don't walk. Because once the flashing don't walk starts, it's too late. You've missed it. So here's the detector for Harbord heading southbound. It probably doesn't show up on camera, but I can just barely see it in real life. As you can see, it's right before the stop. So that means that the dwell time is going to be included in terms of into the travel time to the next signal, which is unfortunate because the dwell time is incredibly unpredictable. So the streetcar on this side is stopping right about now. So let's time how long the streetcar is within the detection area. Oh my god, the streetcar is driving so slow. Anyway, alright, there's the dwell time done. And I'm also interested to see the travel time to the intersection. There, it's in the intersection now. So ideally, the TSP detector would be placed just past the stop, such that it's 16 seconds or less from the intersection. So aiming probably around 14 seconds to give a couple seconds buffer in case a streetcar goes slower than expected. And then the intersection would extend in solid don't walk, because you don't need to detect so far in advance for it to do that, because it's for a 16-second solid don't walk extension, you only need to detect streetcars 16 seconds in advance. And that would eliminate all of the unpredictability about what's happening at the stop, because it doesn't detect streetcars until after they've left the stop. Now, the City of Toronto doesn't allow extensions longer than 16 seconds in solid don't walk, so if we want the full 30, the other 14 seconds needs to be in walk still. But at least if we separate it into a detection zone at the stop for the walk extension that ends just past the stop, and then a detection from the stop to the intersection for the solid don't walk extension, then at least the solid don't walk extension always works properly. We might get a wrong estimate from the walk extension, but that's only 14 of the 30 seconds, and the other 16 would still work properly. For northbound streetcars, there's 200 meters of uninterrupted track approaching the intersection. This provides a free-flow travel time of around 22 seconds. But the problem is that the flashing don't walk at Harbord is 18 seconds. So streetcars are only detected early enough to make use of 4 seconds of walk extension. It is possible to detect streetcars before the previous intersection and send signals between the intersections, including the signal state. But in this case, it probably wouldn't be worth doing that, since with the near side stop at the previous intersection, we still really wouldn't know when the streetcar is going to leave anyway. So in this case, the best solution is probably just to use a 16-second solid don't walk extension, since at least we could actually use all of those 16 seconds, as opposed to the current situation where most of the walk extension gets wasted due to the flashing don't walk. A detection zone from 14 seconds upstream of the stop line to the stop line is also ideal for phase rotation, which the TTC is planning to implement here anyway.